Welcome back to Blue Collar Speed and Repair. We got our front airbags done last week, and it's time to tackle the rear. Now, of course, I bought the wrong parts, universal parts. Nothing's going to fit right, nothing's going to work right. We're going to have to cut it all up and modify it like usual, but we'll make it work. All right, this is what we got. Literally the cheapest possible 4-link and panhard bar set we could get off Amazon. I believe the brackets, all the 4-link bars, panhard bar, all this stuff was like 140 bucks. It was literally the cheapest. Same bags that we put on the front. Airbag mounts, of course. And then this is where I messed up. I bought a pre-made C-notch kit. This thing was like 100 bucks or whatever. I looked it up for a C10, and the first picture, if you look here, the first picture, it showed this straight. It didn't show the kick. I'm not sure what happened. Our frame doesn't have that jog in it like that, so whatever. I looked them back up. These are actually for a 63 to 72 C10, I guess. My mistake. But if we cut these off, cut these apart, straighten out our side panels, just make a new top panel, it's not going to be that big of a deal. These were the quickest I could get these, or these would show up the quickest is what I'm trying to say. So that's why I ordered them and didn't apparently pay too much attention. It is what it is. To the front. So it's sitting kind of where I wanted it at ride height. In order to get there, the bags need to be at like 110 PSI, and everything I've read wants 80 to 90 PSI at ride height max. So I think it's going to ride like an absolute tank. So I ordered a set of what's called triple bellow bags. So these are double bellow. I ordered another set that has a triple bellow. So overall height, they're about 3 inches taller, and fully compressed compared to these, they're only about 1 inch taller, which I think is going to be fine. It'll still lay all the way down, but it'll actually rise higher. So unfortunately, those won't be here till tomorrow, but that's not going to stop us from continuing on. Like I said, I think where it's at now, I did some measuring. We are right at 28 inches at the fender, and I think that's where we need it to be.
Okay.
So first step, I believe, we're going to yank this bed off. We're going to get the old axle out, get this frame as square or level as we can possibly get it before we start building the rear. We need it level and ride height before we can start putting the rear together. And I've never done 4 links before. It doesn't look that hard. I've watched several videos. I'm sure I can screw it up.
If you do, you can cut it off and fix it again.
All right, to get this bed off, it shouldn't be too difficult. Of course, I say that, it's gonna be a pain, but it's got what looks like 1, 2, 3 bolts on each side, 4 and 5. So I think I'm just going to get the cutoff wheel or the grinder, either grind the heads off if they'll come off easily or just cut them. There's no wiring to deal with. There's no filler neck. The fuel tank was behind the seat on this thing, so should just be a matter of cutting all these bolts out. Then we'll shove this thing forward, lift the bed off with the car lift, shove it outside, get the bed out of here, get the truck back in, get it re-racked up, then get to work. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Let me get the cutoff wheel.
I'll supervise.
Shocker.
That one should be easy. Oh, thanks.
Make sure the boss has her safety equipment. Pause for a second while we get this stuff set up. Open this tailgate yet?
No. So if it falls off, then everybody's surprised. It works.
All right. I don't think I really need to cut this bolt because it's not really doing anything, but.
Did it.
I like to be under the washer.
Don't start a fire.
Yeah. Let me try the grinder, see if I can just grind the heads off. Because that thing is hot already.
Already smells like campfire.
Yep. Got some kindling.
Nice.
I think we're starting with a dead battery too. Yep.
That's my fault. Sorry.
That's fine.
We're starting our campfire.
So yeah, basically I'm gonna go around and do all 10 of these. Try not to burn the shop to the ground if we can keep from it.
Try
And
to
we'll
stay
get this
warm.
bed off of here. What?
So just trying to stay warm.
Alright.
Get to work.
Okay. Should be free. Oh, you brought water.
I wanted to make sure we didn't have a forest fire.
Fire extinguisher right behind you.
Probably.
Yeah. Nope. Yes. Put it back down. Maybe exact front back up again. How we look? We look level-ish?
I think so. The back's still a whole lot further off, but it doesn't have that bottom lip like the front does. How do we get a block of that or just leave it? Going?
Yep. So hit it. Back down. Stop there.
That's it.
Huh?
So I think that's all the jack got.
We need just the weight off a little bit, and then we can roll this over here. Yeah, we're still hitting on this side. Hands off on the back. Does it look like it?
It's up. You see it here.
Alright, let's try to roll this whole thing forward here. Nope.
Do you want me to try and push?
I don't know where from.
I'm gonna say cab, but we haven't bolted it yet.
Just grab that corner over. Alright, let's hold it. Alright, take a look at it. Quick. Alright, now can we go forward?
A little bit, maybe.
Roll. Go. Move. Do the thing. Yeah.
Go up.
No. Just.
No, we can't.
Got it.
Inside it.
Okay. Got it now.
Barely.
That's all we need.
Problem is these risers are moving just enough and it comes right off. Just barely on that too.
That went smooth. Should work though. All right, bed off, which was a little bit of an adventure. It's gonna be fun to put back on. Wheels off. before I start like leveling out the frame and setting ride height and all that, I think we want to get rid of the rear axle, and I think everything's going. So this is a bracket for the overload springs. Obviously we're not using these springs, so those are going to go away. Spring hanger's going to go away. This old exhaust hanger's going to go away. I think park brake brackets are going to go away. Brake line bracket, all that stuff's going to go. So, easiest way is to knock the heads off the rivets with an air hammer, or you can grind or drill or whatever. You see me do it that way already. So I think I'm just going to cut all this crap off. I've already marked the axle center line. I went from the center of the axle to the center of the bump stop to give us the center, so that we can set. Obviously these need to be modified still, but we can set this up centered, and this will drop all the way down to the bottom of the frame. And then we're going to set our other axle centered with this as well when we put the links and stuff in. So, yeah, I think we're just going to start cutting and hacking and get this crap off of here. All right, we've got the frame stripped down with everything that's not essential, I guess. All the exhaust mounts are gone, the spring hanger mounts, all that stuff. If you want to, there you go. Yeah, talk about that thing.
But you're so pretty.
So we stripped everything down. I think we got it where we need it. This cross member lower rivet, as well as the 2 rivets in this one, were part of the leaf spring mounts, so we did go ahead and put a bolt in those spots to make sure everything stays true. Don't want the cross members moving around, obviously. Been playing around with angle finders and stuff, trying to get this thing level-ish. Currently it's about half a degree or so high in the rear, which I'm not worried about the angle of the truck as much as the pinion angle of the rear end when we get it in there. Currently, as it sits, we are 15 5/8, I think we called it, right to the center of the frame. Of course, like I said, the back is a hair high. The axle, like it sits to the top of the axle tubes, is 15 3/4. So I think what we're going to do, strip the leaf springs off of it, the shocks off of it, cut off, again, all the unnecessary stuff. Leaf spring mounts don't need to be there. Shock mounts are going to change. The only thing I'd like to keep on there is the 2 mounts for the sway bar, because they might end up in the same spot. I'm not 100% sure. If they can, then great. If not, then we'll have to cut those off as well. So essentially, I'm going to strip this thing down. We're going to roll it under here, line it up side to side, and line it up with our axle center line mark that we made. And I think I'm just going to tack weld it to the frame, and then we'll build off of that. So, a couple minutes here to strip all this stuff down. Actually, it'll probably be 14 hours because everything takes forever. Strip all this thing down, this whole axle down, get it over here, tack weld it in place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ready?
Sure.
Get to work.
I'm working right now.
Okay. Okay.
It's on the edge of the cart right there.
I think I got this side.
Going when you were going that way.
Let go.
Huh?
Slowly.
Oh. We got a trail of fluid.
Yeah.
Down?
Sure.
Ooh, wrong button.
Set it on.
Okay.
Alright. Pretty easy to tell. You go this way a bunch.
13 and a half.
Well, we already did a little bit. So if you can push a little bit. There we go.
12 exactly.
Mm. 11 and 15 sixteenths. You go that way just a hair.
This way?
This way.
Feel like that used to be in there.
Nope. 12. Now 16.
Maybe it's too low.
Yep, a little too much.
Come on.
That way.
More?
Stop. 12 and 12. All right. Are you centered?
I don't think so. Almost.
That's centered.
That looks centered.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think so. You gonna check my crooked eyes?
Well, we're gonna double, triple, quadruple check this.
Hey, we're not doing a pinion angle from the ground this time.
Yep.
That's exciting.
Except I'm about to crawl under,
Oh.
so there's that.
I'm not doing a pinion angle from the ground this time.
All right, so we got it centered side to side. We got it centered front to back. Now it's a matter of checking pinion angle, which means if you're around for the engine video, we set the transmission output shaft. We're going to verify what that is there. It should be pointing down roughly 3-ish degrees. And we need this pointing up that same amount, whatever it is. So I'm going to crawl under, see what that is real quick. And then we'll check it here. Okay, so I crawled underneath, double check the output shaft. We are exactly 3 degrees downward angle, which means we need this to be 3 degrees, which I think we have. We've been kind of messing with this a little bit, so currently, come around this side. The frame is more or less 0. 0.2. I'm not going to split hairs over it. And then 3.1, call it, depending on where you move it. Now it's 3 exactly. So I was trying to get, what am I trying to say? The yoke straight up and down so I could measure a little easier, but this has a limited slip. So trying to turn that turns the tires and it makes it kind of a pain. And then we draw our axle center line. And if you measure, this is a 3-inch axle tube. We are right at the 1.5 inch mark on both sides. So this is exactly where the axle needs to be. So I already cleaned all this up. We're just going to tack weld the actual axle to the frame rail inside and out on both sides. So that'll lock it in and it won't move, hopefully. So the good thing is all these links are adjustable. So we can fine tune once the actual ride height's set and the bed's on it and air in the lines and all that stuff. We can fine tune our pinion angle slightly. I don't know if I mentioned we also set, which I think was on camera, we centered the axle side to side, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Tack weld these in place real quick.
Both sides were 12 inches exactly.
Which one of these did I grind on? I think it was this one.
It was.
Okay. We'll pull the jack out. Three. And
0.2.
close enough to 0 to work for us. All right.
Dinner time with the kiddos.
So from here, we need to build our step notch, which that needs some work, obviously, because it's wrong. And then install 4-link and all that stuff. But we are about to go do dinner with the whole family. And we are stopping right here on this project for tonight. Good morning. I think we got the axle set up last night where it needs to be. Next step is to do something about our step notches here. And of course they're wrong, like I talked about. So I just looked up, I think I looked up for a square body originally. And then I was going through the list on Amazon and seeing what would show up the quickest. Ordered these, and to be fair, all the pictures didn't show this funky angle. And it turns out these are for a 63 to 72, I believe, frame, which apparently has a kick over in it. whatever, not the end of the world. So I think we're gonna cut these, all these little spot welds, straighten the side pieces. These two pieces we can reuse, this we'll have to remake, and maybe this piece as well. Another thing I don't understand, if you come over here, I don't know why the inside piece is so wide. So we'll look into that. We may have to trim those down. But so yeah, I'm gonna start just cut off wheel, cut all these spot welds out. Once we get the 2 or 4 side panels, probably use the press maybe to straighten these out. And then I think we'll just build it back together on the frame. Make sense to you?
Sounds like you're gonna have fun. And
You're gonna hold the camera like usual?
I'll watch.
All right.
I'm here for moral support, so.
All right, where's all my safety glasses and... There you go.
Thanks. Where's yours? Well, your ears are right there. These are covered in dirt from yesterday's adventures.
What?
So these are covered in dirt from yesterday's adventures.
Everything's covered in dirt. Where's the plate? So I did buy a cheap little Harbor Freight bender. If you watch the front clip and radiator, I think.
Yes.
Well, it's radiator, but we did the front clip, right?
Yeah.
Cheap little brake. Where'd that piece of metal go?
It's over there on the other side of the leaf springs, I think. Oh, it's on the table. Sorry. Table.
So originally we had made this one, ended up having to use the hammer and stuff to get it bent, and it didn't turn out very well. So this thing's just a Harbor Freight dealie, a couple screws into the bench, so I can take it off and put it underneath. So it's not in my way, or hanging on the wall or whatever. If you look over here, it's amazing what a nice crisp bend will do.
Ignore the rest and the rest of it.
Yeah, well, forgot to update that on the last video.
Yeah.
Meant to mention that.
All right. So you're removing it?
Yeah, take this off real quick, a couple screws like I said, and then I can just set it underneath and it'll be out of my way.
Okay.
And then we have a flat top again. So, get back in a second, we'll be cutting this apart. All right, got all these straightened out. Time to start assembling, I think. So I took our line for our axle center line, clamped this piece of metal onto it, and we are, I think as close as we're gonna make it, 1/10 of a degree. I'm not gonna worry about too much, but I should be able to use that line to then line up. I guess I should mention, I found the center. This is 6 inches, marked it at 3. So I think what's gonna have to happen if you come around here, because of the shape of the frame, it's obviously hanging down in the back, and then it's got this angle across the front. So if we grab another clamp, we'll clamp this in place, excuse me, get this level, and then we'll mark the bottom side of the brackets. So they line up with the frame, and then I think all 4 of them should realistically be exactly the same. And then we can kind of start tacking stuff into place. I think. I think there's a lot of welding in my future here.
I think there's a lot of cutting and welding and grinding.
So the plan is, since our axle's exactly where we want it, getting all the C-notch and everything, or I keep calling it C-notch, the step notch tacked into place, get the 4-link and everything tacked into place, probably a little more than a tack, but something that'll, you know, to make sure it's held and not gonna move before we cut our frame rail out. That will keep everything in line, essentially. That's what I'm trying to get at, but you know, my brain doesn't really do brain things that well. It's too high. Too high. Kinda in. Whoop! Oh goodness! I need like 6 hands. Yep. See, now it needs to go down. Kind of in that general vicinity. It's gonna move again.
Yep.
Where did our line go?
I don't know, I'm about to lose it.
I got it. There's probably an easier way to do this.
Well, if I set the camera on a tripod, I'd have 2 hands.
There we go. All right. So we line that up at the bottom there. Did this guy move? It's off. Okay. Actually, I believe the frame rail is 2/10. Which that way.
Gotcha, marker.
Okay. We're actually just a skosh lower than I'd like it to be.
Okay, so you want to go up higher?
Well, I'd like to do something. Unclamp that one. Maybe.
Can't.
Definitely. Okay, lift the back.
More?
No. Just the back.
I thought it was just looking the
Okay.
back.
Right there. Now the whole thing needs to go back. Here. Okay, now the back needs to go down again. Nope, I lied up. Right there, stop. Okay, that's where it's gonna sit. We'll grab a marker. We'll mark these edges, or the bottom of the notch. And we gotta do a bunch of grinding. So we have a good place to weld to. Oh, look at you. I hope that marked because I can't see it.
That one can stay for now.
I'm gonna go cut that, and cut all 4 to match. All right, got all these trimmed down. They seem to line up pretty good. We're just gonna go for it. A lot. Bring it up. 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 Stop. Too far. Up. Stop.
Landed right on the index finger.
Sorry.
Okay, so obviously before we do like the outsides, do you weld in here or do you just weld along the outside?
I was wondering that.
Because I feel
I feel like it can't hurt to weld inside.
this one doesn't have a whole lot of support except to like the bottom and the top.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing in
Right. Well, it's gonna be fully boxed inside and out. Yeah, I mean, we could run a weld down the inside. It doesn't really matter.
What do you think?
Probably a good idea. All right. Now it's just a matter of making plates.
Yeah. So this would be one of the sides, right?
Yeah, of course this frame is different and all that, so we'll have to measure and cut each one because that's the way it works. But yeah, we're just basically going to box the whole outside, and then we'll do the inside once the axle and stuff's out of the way. Make sense?
Sure.
Yeah, they're currently in a little bit. We got to
Pull together.
flex them out a little bit. But all right, so we'll measure the bottom.
Okay then.
I think it's the inside frame rail. Oh yeah, see we're not even touching down here.
Yeah, I knew that. You said you kept saying go up for the angle.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll have to cut that tack. Try to bend this one over a little bit now that it's fully welded. That's great. All right. A bunch of cutting and welding. We're gonna box this thing in. All right, I got this one all tacked together. I think we're pretty good where we're at. I did add just a little bit of an extension on the front and rear, just to tie it into the frame rail a little bit. Kind of playing around with our airbag mounts, trying to decide what to do. This guy, pretty straightforward, just welds to the axle tube. And then we got this guy, which height-wise, I'm not exactly sure what height we need to be at. We were playing with an airbag with no weight on it and put about 40 pounds in it, and it extended it all the way up, like halfway up this thing. Actually, we can do it real quick. So if we add some air to this, that's only at 20. That's about 40. But obviously there's no weight on this. So I think we're an inch or so above the bottom of this. I think what I'm going to try to do, and hopefully it works out like I want it to. Put that bomb over there. I think I'm going to cut this and have the actual mount be our bottom plate. Because also we're running into this being all the way against the axle tube. So just spread them out just a little bit. I, again, don't know if that matters or not, but we're going to try it. Do you have a tape measure here? Yeah. So like I know this is 6 inches. And then we got 2 and a half-ish. So we go 6 inches across and 2.5 inches up and cut out that section, and then we'll leave these ears for strength, and then that'll put the bag basically here instead of all the way inboard is the plan. So we're going to try that, and then if that works out, we're going to fully weld it and then do the other side and then move on to links finally.
Sounds like you got a lot of work ahead of you.
Let me do some measuring.
You dropped it. Want me to follow you?
No, let me just cut this out real quick. Alright, cut the corners out. I think it's something like that. That'll put the bag kind of under the C-notch, which I think the C-notch is a little high anyway. It's probably taller than it needs to be, given where our bag ends up, and that way we can move that outboard as well. So it does have some added strength into the actual step notch, and then it reaches all the way across to the other side of it. I think that'll work. I really do.
Okay.
So I'm gonna tack weld this in, finish weld all this stuff. Then we gotta do the other side, and then start building the 4-link. This is taking way longer than it should. All right, I'm gonna get to work. Step notch done. Well, mostly. Obviously got to do the blocking on the inside, or the boxing. I'm not going to worry about that until the axle's out of the way and the frame's cut out, obviously. So, also not going to do the lower bag mounts until all that stuff's done. I didn't finish, I just did rough grinding on that side. I haven't finished all the other grinding. That stuff takes absolutely forever. Cutting, well, measuring, cutting, grinding, and shout out to the boss for helping me with that stuff. So if anything looks off, that's the measuring she did.
It's my fault.
So, 4-link. I want to get this done. So, these goofy brackets with the receiver hitch looking things should mount on the frame rail in this general vicinity. All the link bars are 24 inches long, and then these tabs mount to the axle. And there's various gussets and whatnot, and then this is to spread the load out. So I think we're going to set the 4 links up. I think it said a 1/2 inch of thread showing. You remember?
I didn't read it. It's over there on the cart. I'm injured. Can't work.
You sure? She got herself with the grinder wheel. Let's see. Center, pinion angle, double check.
Need your glasses?
Probably. They're in my pocket. 1/2 inch of thread showing on the, with no more than 1/2 inch. So, where's the tape measure at? It's like 5/16. We'll call that. So what we're gonna do, all this room that we got, put a bolt in each end. We're going to go off the first one and line each individual one up. We're working down here. Not me.
I can see it.
Down here.
Just getting your pretty face too.
And I'm just snugging the nuts by hand for now.
Got stuff in my way.
Now these should all be exactly equal length. So I think I'm going to weld that to that real quick. I think it goes that direction.
You got pictures?
There is pictures. Ooh, yeah, it goes that way. All right, so I'm going to weld those up real quick. Put all the link bars together. And then set it in place.
Okay, so we wheeling this over there to weld it?
Yeah.
I follow you.
Why? I don't know where I'm going. I guess we just kind of line this up centered. Oh, that's right there.
Sorry.
Kind of something like that.
Show.
It just says do it, so I'm just going to do it.
Gotta turn the gas back on.
I'm just going by eye here. That looks centered. All right. One ugly weld all the way around that. All right, got this all put together. The picture showed the outside holes. Not sure what the inside holes are really for. I guess if you had clearance issues or something. I got these snugged up. Not too tight. I can move it. It's takes a little force, but. And then I'm out of the washer inside just temporarily, so that way there's a little bit of slack in here once it's all welded together, and then when we tighten the bolt with washer on the outside, of course, it'll pull together. So already ground down a section on the frame. So this should just sit against the axle. Should sit against the frame. We'll put a jack under this end if I can. It'll work with me.
You want some help, or?
No, I'm almost there now. Like I wait till I'm almost done.
I just thought you enjoyed the struggle.
My whole life's a struggle. Alright, something like that. Actually sticks off the bottom just a hair. Maybe we'll take this down just a little bit. Just cut off the bottom edge off.
Okay.
Alright, so now I want to take you with that guy.
It's fuzzy.
See if this is close-ish. And point forward. So we rotate this back slightly. 0, right there.
You gotta move again though.
And then tape measure. The really important part, that is exactly 4 inches. And that is 3 3/8. So you want the bars parallel with the frame. So we need to move this guy out. Exactly 4 inches. Ooh, actually now it's 4 1/4. No, wait. 4 1/8. 4 1/8.
Can I ask a question that may ruin all your precise measurements?
Probably.
Do you have to grind off the powder coating off there before you weld it?
These brackets aren't powder coated.
Off the axle.
On the axle, I already did.
Oh, okay.
Where you been?
I'm putting chickens away.
So that's 0.
You push this side in.
Yeah, I know. 4 1/4. There's no way to like clamp this stuff. So angle's good. 4 1/4. 4 1/4. I'm gonna tack this quick. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen.
Just to the outside of this.
Yeah, well, we're gonna remeasure.
Yeah.
4 1/4. 4 1/4. Actually, I think I'm gonna tack the front.
Good
and
idea.
Then we'll go from there. Yes. Missed, but closer. Right. 4 1/4. 4 1/4. 0. I looked right at that.
I've got a camera blocking my view.
One and a quarter, 4 and a quarter. .1, I'll take it. All right, I'm gonna set up the other one, get it into place, get it all tacked. I'll put a couple more tacks on this guy here. And then we can cut the frame rail out and put the lower bag mounts in and see this thing operate and then go in for the night. Cause it's like 8 o'clock. We've been out here all day puffing grinder dust and welder smoke and all that. But I want to see it operate. Cut. I've got both sides tacked into place. I think we're ready to cut this axle free. Put a little pressure on the back of the frame here. The step notch is welded most of the way. This jack needs fluid. You should be able to lift this thing off the frame.
It's off.
There we go. Alright, so we'll cut the axle free, we'll cut the frame rails out. And we can set the bags in place and go in for the night. Where's all my stuff?
Over there.
Alright, got the bags rigged up. I didn't even bother tacking in the lower mounts yet. Let's see if we can pump these up. That's 40 pounds right now. Let's get the jack out of here. Now obviously there's no bed weight and all the fuel tank and all that. So we might have to figure out something to make this go a little higher. We'll see. Won't know that until, you know, all the weight's in it, of course. So we are right at 40. Where's our little angle pointer thingy at? Right there. Perfectly level currently.
Nice.
All right, so out of curiosity, I want to drop the front down.
Okay.
All right, can't find my actual valve core tool, but all the air is out of the front. Well, let the air out be a little slower this time. Can I get it out with this? Ooh, I'll be able to. Come on. Not quite body on the ground, are we?
Mm-mm. We're a little bit lower in the front than we are in the back still.
Hmm. Well, that's too bad.
But that's really close.
It's close. It might help with the weight of the fuel and bed and stuff in the back. Wonder if there's a way. I wonder if there's a way. I was sure hoping to lay the rockers on the ground. I don't know. Lots to think about. Still looks pretty dang good.
Cool.
All right, well, still not bad for super cheap 4 links and airbags and all that stuff. Maybe we'll remount those. I don't know. We're probably gonna remount those. I want it on the ground, and it's dang close. Also, with those other bags in the front, they're about an inch taller and deflated, so it may not. It'll probably sit level, actually.
I'll have to put the bags in the front first.
Yeah. All right, well, super cheap parts. Still got actual work to do on this thing. We're not done. It's, if you notice, beneath the crossbar, you can see the frame rail actually flexing.
Yeah.
So we got to do something with that. We still got shock mounts. Still got to figure out a pin hard bar, all that good stuff. But I think that's going to be it for this video. I was hoping to get farther, but I'm just out of time. It's the way it is. But I'll put a link in the description below for the 4 link and bags. I think this kit was like $143 or something, nothing special. I'll come out next chance I get, finish welding and all that good stuff, but that's the basic gist of it. And I think next time we'll get into pan hard bar, shock mounts, cross member, we'll get the other bags in the front, and I really want to see what it looks like with the bed on it. So, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I appreciate you guys very much. You got something to add?
Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, leave me a comment. We'll see you next time.